Hello everyone, very good morning. We will be continuing our integration series, and in today's session we'll be talking about a couple of passing topics. Like whenever it comes to integration, we most of the time see questions related to REST API because we get to work on REST API a lot. We build our custom REST API, we expose our custom REST API. So majority of questions comes from REST API. But then there are different other types of APIs Salesforce has given us. And because we do not work on them much, we are not aware about them. And that is why I call them passing topics, because you will get just the passing questions on it. They will never go much in detail. Sometimes they may go, but most of the time they will not go much in detail, but they will definitely be checking whether you know that thing or not, what's the purpose of that or not. So those are known as passing topics. And many times I've seen that people are blank on such topics. So let's say if I ask, what is streaming API? Most of the people know the basics of REST API and everything. In fact, they'll be able to tell the difference between SOAP API and REST API. But when I go deeper and ask a couple of different other types of API, like what is a streaming API, what is tooling API, what is metadata API, what is bulk API, then few are able to answer, but few are not able to answer. Even those who are able to answer are not able to answer in a picture perfect manner. So the agenda for today is to cover those passing topics and at least give you understanding that you'll be able to explain those topics in your interview. So the first topic in the list is streaming API today. Okay, we have, I am not sure if all of you have gone through the video I uploaded on platform event or not, but platform events also work on the concept of streaming API. Okay, I got this question in one of my interview, and that was for Google. Okay, and he asked me question that you have an UI application on the change of a particular field. There is a component or there is something on the same page which needs to get notified. Okay, and this should be automated, and there should not be any, you can say there is should not be any custom solution for that. So the notification mechanism should be automatic within your system as well as outside of your system. What will be your solution approach for that? Okay, so I was not aware about the concept of streaming API that time. So I was not able to tell it perfectly. I was able to tell it with my limited ability of knowing the process automations in Salesforce. So I said, okay, I'll write a trigger that will update the other field, and we will try to do a chatter notification and all those basic things we can do. But what he was looking was for the streaming API concept, whether I know that I can publish something from Salesforce, and that published thing can also be subscribed within Salesforce as well as outside of the Salesforce. So that's what he was looking for from me, that whether I know streaming API or not. So let's first discuss what is streaming API. Okay. This is a very good developer blog, and I'm sharing it with you all. You all can go through this. This contains a lot of good information on streaming API. Okay. So see, in a streaming API, there is basically a messaging bus. Okay. And there is one event producer who will publish the API, and then there will be event consumers who will consume your API. Okay. Now, event producer will publish the API in the event bus. This is known as the event bus. And event producer is not aware about consumer. So here producer is not connected to consumer in any direct manner. Okay. In fact, even producer is not aware that how many subscribers will be there, like how many systems will be consuming that API. He does not care about that, who will be consuming that. He is only concerned about producing it or sending it or publishing it. He is not concerned about who is consuming it. Similarly, there can be many consumers of a particular event which a producer has produced or published in an event bus. This could be within Salesforce, this could be outside Salesforce, all could be outside Salesforce, all could be within Salesforce, doesn't matter. Producer will publish it, that message will be forwarded to the event bus, and then event bus will publish this, and consumers who have consumed for that event will get the notification the moment a producer published that event. Okay, so this is the basic structure of streaming model. Looks similar to what we discussed in platform event. I will discuss that in the platform event as well. Okay, so this again works in a publish subscribe model. Okay, consumer will connect to the messaging bus and subscribe for the specific channel, and then producer will obviously publish this on the same channel, and then event bus will broadcast that message to all the registered subscriber. That's how it basically works. Okay, now we all know this basic thing, but if you see, there are four streaming APIs in Salesforce currently available. Okay. And these two are basically known as the first generation. And then latest, we have platform events and change data capture. They are second generation, they are more advanced, but they also exist. So what Salesforce is trying to say is that they are no longer spending their time, energy, and money on first generation streaming APIs. They are currently available, but they may get retired very soon because they are not further expanding this. So now their focus is on platform event and change data capture. Anything you have to build, any integration you have to build based on the publish subscribe model, you will use platform event. Okay. Or change data capture also has a specific use case we will discuss. We will discuss change data capture in a whole day, so don't worry about it. But these are the four streaming APIs. So if anybody asks you in an interview, what is a streaming API? What are the different types of streaming API available in Salesforce? Will you be able to tell? Just the theory part for now.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Now, even though these two are available, we are not going to focus much on this. We will focus on these two because these two are going to be the limelight for future. Okay, so we will discuss more on the platform event, but let us first understand the difference between these four. Like, what is the need to have the second generation streaming APIs when there was already two options available? Okay, so if you go down in the same blog, and I have shared that blog with you on chat, there are a couple of distinct properties by which you can differentiate between them. Okay. So push topics are basically a kind of thing where you can which basically you define via a query. Okay. And then the publication of push topics is also very much automated. Okay. You need code for push topics, and even for the generic as well. You need to write code in order to be able to publish it, in order to be able to subscribe it. But with the help of platform events, you have, or the change data capture, you have option to even do this without code. So you can publish a platform event via the flow. You can publish a platform event via the process builder. Similarly, you can publish a platform event via the Apex trigger. You can publish a platform event via the API as well. So you have both the options available. Okay. And platform events, the UI is also really good. You create a custom objects like UI where you can create field. So UI is also kind of pretty much declarative. Okay. And for the change data capture, you will automatically get an object. For any object you have, you will automatically get a change object, and any change happen on that will be captured by that that object. But the publish part of change data capture is automatic. So let's say you made any change on that object. let's say contact object, about contact object, and you want to track the change of contact object. So you will have to go to setup and you need to enable change data capture for contact object. The moment you enable it, it will keep tracking the changes of contact object. So let's say you change the contact name, there will be a record get created in the contact change object, which will be automated. So it's not like you will have to manually do that, it will be automatic. Okay. So here in the platform event, you have option to even control that as well. If I go to setup and show you change data capture, you can see here, you first have to enable for which object you want to track the changes. So let's say if I want to track the changes for account object, then I'll have to select account object and then we'll save it. Now, after saving, they will, whenever we change the account record or any value in the account record, account change object will also get a value on it. So let's say if I currently go back to the developer console and try to create a trigger on it, account change trigger, you will not, you see, this is the account change event. You will get a S object. Okay. And you will submit it. And the only thing you will get here is after insert for all the change event. Okay. See, this is a kind of standard event object. You will not have any control over it to change or add fields in it and all. It will all be automated and only after insert is available. Nothing else will be available. So because only publish part will happen, there will be no update as such in this change event. Whenever that, let's say you have an account, you change the name of it from ABC to XYZ, a record will get created in a account change event and that will be captured here. But let's say from XYZ, you again change it back to ABC, it will not update the same data capture. It will create a new data capture. So one data capture will only have one, it will just be inserted. It will never be updated. Okay. So that's how we create the change data capture, and we will discuss this in detail. So don't worry about it. I just wanted to show you that first. So unless you select here and save it, you will not get anything here. So if you create a trigger without saving it here, that trigger will not fire. You will not get anything in it. So you'll have to first save it, select that particular object, and then create a trigger on it to be able to get the account trigger change. So let's say if I save this, and then we will use this. Currently, we will not do anything. I can just write a debug statement. Account change. Save this. Now, if we go and what it basically get is the older value of it and the newer value of it, so that you can compare what was changed in the backend. That's it. And we will discuss this in detail when we go through this topic. I just wanted to give you a brief about it, nothing else. From here, we'll have to set up some log for it. We will see that. Don't worry about it. But whenever we change anything, then in the back end, you will get this as a new value, whatever new value you gave versus whatever old value was there. So that based on the comparison, you can check it out like that. Okay, that is the main theme of it, and we will create the example for it. So don't worry about it. Our aim here is to go through this. Now, let me also show you push topics in Salesforce. You can see here, it is written as legacy. Push topics event provide a secure and scalable way to receive notifications for changes to Salesforce data that match a SQL query you define. Okay, so let me take an example here. It will be easier to show it with the help of example. Okay. Yeah. Let's take this example. Okay, so what we did is we created a new push topic. Whenever we'll have to push a notification or send a notification, we will create a new push topic. Okay, now this is the name of this push topic. That case got closed or whatever you want to do. Now this push topic will only fired for the records which are included in this query. So this push topic will be fired if you change the if there is any change in a name, subject, or status for a case, and whenever the status is closed, then only it will fire this particular notification. Okay, so this query actually defines when do we send the push notification. So this time we'll be sending whenever we are closing a case. Okay, so push topic will not be fired for any other field except the fields which are mentioned in this SQL query. If you see here, we have written the data structure for push topic is defined by target as object retrieved via a SQL query. So that's what target object is case, which is retrieved via a SQL query. So then only we will send this push topic or publish this push topic. Now here we'll have to provide the API version as well. Along with that, we will have to notify for we will have to provide these are a couple of boolean properties we do provide. Notify for operation create. Whenever some create happens, then also you want to notify. Whenever update happens, then you want to notify. Whenever some undelete happens, then you want to notify, and based on that you will mark them as true, and then it will fire the notification. Along with everything, you will have to also notify for fields value as referenced, and then just insert it. The moment you insert it, a push notification will be published from you. Okay. All right.
What is that notify field? Is
Sorry. Notify for field.
yeah.
Notify for field is just a kind of value where you'll have to provide referenced, so that it will tell you that, okay, if there is any reference on this case related to this particular field that got changed. Okay. There is a whole developer guide if you want to explore more on this, but I don't want you to spend more time on this push topics, because Salesforce is also not spending much time on it, and I also want you guys not to spend much time on it. Because if you have time, just spend more time on platform event and change data capture rather than push topics. Okay. But if anybody is curious, go through this developer guide, you will get complete idea about it. After the push topics, the major thing which we will get in interview is the platform events and strange data capture. So let us focus more on the platform events now. I have added one session on platform event on our course, but not really sure if you guys have gone through that. So let us cover some basics of platform events, why we use it, when we should use it, and what is the real purpose of it. Okay, so platform event is basically an event-driven architecture which enable apps to communicate. Okay, or you can say communication can happen within Salesforce as well as outside Salesforce, or both of them together in a single notification. So you can publish a platform event, and subscriber could be in your Salesforce system itself. Subscriber could be outside of your Salesforce system, or subscriber could be inside and outside both. That will also work. So platform event gives us the flexibility to notify once and publish once and notify all. So let's say you have Salesforce. On Salesforce, you create user. Okay. Now, once you create user, that user also needs to be forwarded to SAP. That user also needs to be forwarded to Marketo. That user also needs to be forwarded to Workday. That user also needs to be forwarded to your um, Active Directory, and that user also needs to be notified within your Salesforce. Okay, so you will create a platform event, notify user creation. Okay, and the moment user gets created, there might be a trigger on user, there might be a flow on trigger, or if there is not any, then you will create. Let's say you created a flow, or let's say you created a trigger on it. Okay, now the moment you create a trigger on it, the moment user gets created, you will create a record for platform event and publish it. The moment you publish it, your job is done there. Now it is subscriber's job to subscribe for that platform event. In order to get notified about a platform event, all the subscriber need to subscribe for that platform event. If that subscriber is outside of your system, then that will be based on comment ID and replay ID. If that subscriber is within your Salesforce system, then that could be, let's say you created a platform event triggered flow, or you have created an after insert trigger on that platform event. We will see that in a while, how we will subscribe for it. Okay, so let us first create a platform event, and then we'll see what are the different nitty gritty we have on the platform events. Okay, so from setup, let us go to platform events. When I was giving a demo of CPU timeout also, then I also used this platform event to publish a platform event and subscribe a platform event within Salesforce. Okay, within Salesforce. The subscriber was within Salesforce. If you guys have gone through that video, you will be able to see that we have created that. And in fact, we have this platform event, create contract from opportunity. We will create a new platform event. Okay. Let's call it user creation notification. Now, see this event type. Okay. If I click on the information icon, you will see new platform events are high volume and handles the delivery of millions of events per day. Standard volume events have lower scalability limits. You can no longer define standard volume event. Earlier, see, there are two event types. One is high volume, one is standard volume. The standard volume was only able to handle the limited set of data or limited set of notifications or limited set of events. But high volume handles the delivery of millions of events per day. So that is why it is by default selected now, and we no longer have option to select the standard volume. But if in an interview, an interviewer asks what are the different event type, then you will say there are two types of event type. One is high volume, one is a standard volume. Now Salesforce has by default made high volume as the default event type, and we no longer can create the standard volume event. Even before coming to this page, when you come here, platform event, you will see if you create, sorry, not a new, you see here high volume platform event hourly publishing allocations, you have 50,000. High volume platform event and change data capture daily delivery allocation, that is 10,000. So there are a lot of limits as well associated with the platform events, and we will cover that as well. In fact, if you go and check the org limits, you will be able to see a lot of daily delivered platform events limit 0 to 10 out of 10,000. Daily standard volume platform events, hourly published platform events, hourly published standard volume platform events. So there are different limits available, and this is DevOps for unlimited, or these limits are different. Okay. So you will be, you can check all these org limits by inspector as well. Okay. Now let us create a new platform event and see. User creation notification. Then there is something called publish behavior. Okay. Publish behavior is something which determines when your platform event will be published. Okay. Let's say you are publishing a platform events within your trigger. Okay. So from your trigger, you will be publishing it. You will obviously be publishing it from somewhere, right? It will not automatically be published. You will be publishing it from either trigger or from flow or from process builder or even via the API callout. But you will have to do that by yourself. It will not be automated. So when you are publishing, your publishing behavior determines when your platform event will be published. If you select publish after commit, then let's say whatever you were doing in the trigger will be completed first, and then your platform event will be published. But if you select publish immediately, then your platform event will be published immediately on the same line where it is written to be published. It will not wait for transactions to get completed. Even if your trigger gets failed later on and transactions roll back, your platform event will still be published. So be very careful when you select the publish behavior. Okay. It depends on requirement as well. Let's say you will have to send a platform event every time your user creation trigger is firing. Then if your user creation trigger is firing, then you can send the publish immediately as well, because trigger was fired. You do not care if it was successfully completed or not. But if you have to send notification after successful completion of an event or an operation, then you use the publish after commit, which is a better approach, because it will only fire when your commit is completed. Okay, so depends on requirement, we will choose publish behavior. There are two types of publish behavior. One is publish immediately, one is published after commit. Most of the time, we not most of the time, like it again depends on requirement. People sometimes do not spend time on thinking about whether we should publish immediately or we should publish after commit. But ideally, if it is an error prone system, or where there are a lot of errors happening in the transaction, you are not sure whether the transaction will get completed or not, then you should choose the publish after commit. Okay, and save this. Now you can see there are a lot of similarities with the standard custom object screen. So a simple question comes in, the difference between platform event and custom object. That is sometimes a very basic question you will get in interview here. The moment you write platform event, the moment you talk about platform event, the major difference you can see is that custom objects are underscore C, whereas platform events are underscore E. And there are two standard fields which you will not get in custom events, which is event UUID and replay ID. These are the fields which will be useful when we'll have to um, publish and subscribe. An external system will subscribe. External system needs to know about these in order to be able to subscribe. How will they get to know? If let's say if we have 10 different platform event in the system, how will they get to know that which platform events they need to subscribe to? Then these informations will come in picture. Currently we are doing within Salesforce, so does not matter much. Okay, now we can create custom fields in platform event as well. Okay, but the major difference you can see here is that only these data types are allowed: text area, number, date type, checkbox. There is no pick list, there is no boolean, there is no long text area. So there are a lot, there is no lookup, right? So there are a lot of data types are missing. So you can create custom fields, but only limited data types are available. Checkbox is available. All right. Only these type of data types are available. So this is also a major difference between custom objects and platform event. Okay. Now custom objects are stored or we create for our own work, like we'll have to store the business data and everything. You can write a SQL query on it and perform a lot of other things. Platform events, however, are very different. You cannot perform insert operation in platform event. You cannot do the SQL query on platform event. Platform event work on the streaming API concept. Platform event just only gets published and subscribed. There is no insert, update, or delete there. Okay, only publish. You can say insert is available because publishing is nothing but the insert operation, but there is no update or delete operation. Okay, so this is the major difference between them. Okay, now let's say I create a field text.
Can you iterate that things? What are the operation?
Sorry,
Can you iterate those operations? Like once again.
I trade those operations as in.
I mean, iterate. I mean, can you explain those? What are the operations?
Okay. So see, on the platform event, there is only publish. You can only publish a platform event. Once you publish it, you cannot even update it. You cannot delete it. There is no such operations available in the platform event. There is only publish. Okay. And once you publish it, in order to subscribe it, there are different mechanisms. Like when we published a platform event via flow, in order to subscribe for it, we needed to create a flow, which is platform event triggered flow, which will only get triggered when a record will created for that particular platform event. Okay, so in the backend, it will treat as an insert only. Like a new record was, if I created this platform event, user in notification, if I create a record in it, or if I publish it, then if there is a flow which is based on this particular object, or you can say platform event, then that will treat as a subscription. Okay, I will show you, don't worry. Now, let's say there is a trigger. Okay, let's say I write a trigger. So I have shown it via flow. You already can go through my CPU demo video and you can check it out via flow. I can do it via trigger here so that we will complete both the part publishing and subscribing it via trigger. Okay, let's create a new trigger on user object. Okay, user trigger. So every time a user gets created, after the insert of user, we will be creating a platform event. Okay. How we will create a platform event, copy the API name of it, new user notification, new user dot, we have created a field there, right? Username is equals to let's say, obviously I'm writing it inside the loop, but we will bulkify it when we write it in a real code. Okay, prepare dot new view dot user name, right? And then in order to be able to insert it or something, we will have to just publish it. So how we will publish it? Event bus dot publish, and then we will publish it like this. Okay, or let's create a list of it. The creation list. Okay, so what we did here is that every time we insert a user, we will create a list of user notification, and inside the loop of user, we will create a new record for that platform event. Okay, and then we will publish, and then we will add it in the collection, and then we will publish it. Publishing it basically means that it will publish all of your notifications. So let's say 10 users got created, then it will publish notification for all those 10 users, and it will just pass the username because this is the field of the platform event. Okay, we have not created any field. So currently we just want to notify that this this is the username which got created. Okay, and we want to tell it to multiple system, let's say within Salesforce, outside the Salesforce, and everywhere else. Just the username we want to forward. Now this is the publishing part of it. We have just published it. It's not, I mean, we are not concerned about who has subscribed for it, whether they have got notification for it or not. That is not our job. That is the job of event bus to forward that to multiple subscribers. So this is the publishing part of it. Now, how will I subscribe for it? Let's say within Salesforce system. Okay. So for that, we have created, let's say, a trigger on user. Now we will have to create a trigger on. We want to subscribe it also via a trigger. So we will have to create the user notification subscriber. And here you will see that you will see a user notification object. Okay, we'll have to create an after trigger on user creation notification. and submit it. The moment you submit it, it will create by default in the after insert, because this is the only event operation available for you for this particular object. Okay. And the moment this particular trigger sends a notification or event bus publishes something, this will get notified. This trigger will fire automatically. Okay. So you can write here whatever you want to write. And a new user, or you can also write it like this, for if it is coming in bulk. Current user notification. So that will keyword. A new user was created with a username. And here you can write down the current notification dot. Save this. So on one trigger, we are publishing it, and on one trigger, this is basically a notification trigger. The moment you create a platform event, you will get this. Now, if you refresh this page also, you now will see that there is a subscriber added. So this particular subscriber has subscribed for it. This is nothing but a trigger. But if there are multiple subscribers, you can also see all the subscriber here as well. Similarly, you have now written a trigger on this particular platform. So there is one trigger also added on it. So from the platform event, you have published something, and from the platform event, or you can say via the help of trigger, you were able to subscribe for it. Let's say you don't want to use trigger to subscribe for it. Then there are other options available. You can go to flow. You can create a new flow. And here you can create a platform event triggered flow. Now it will ask which platform event you want to trigger this flow for. So we have created user create notification. We will select that. And then whatever we want to do, we can do. So this will be another way of subscribing it. Okay, let's say, let's don't do anything, try to save it. User notification. PE flow. See, anything related to platform event, try to append something meaningful. Like in my org, we use platform event in the front of it, so that will be available that it is a platform event triggered flow. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of flows and you'll get confused which one is platform event, right?
Can we incorporate them with the existing, or
No, you will have to create a new platform event triggered flow, because if your existing platform, if there is an existing platform event triggered flow, that will be in a different platform event. If it is in a same platform event and you want to add some more logic on it, yes, you can. But if it is a new creation, a new platform event, then you'll have to create a new platform event triggered flow. Publishing part, however, can be done in an existing flow as well. Let's say you want to publish something from a contact flow. You want to publish a platform event from the contact flow, you can go and create, because publishing part is easy, where you'll have to just create a record. I will show that. Okay, we'll have to add at least something. Now you have created another subscriber for this platform event. So now you can see that there are two subscriptions, this platform event as well as this trigger. I click on this manage. That is fine. Now this is the subscription part. Let's say you want to publish this platform event. We have currently published it via this trigger only, right? We want to publish it via another flow as well. So let's say we have a opportunity before safe flow, and from here also I want to publish this platform event. Then how can I do that? Simple. We will go here and we will go here and we will not create record option. Is it a okay? This is a before safe. Just a second. Mhm. And let's create a record and let's name it publish user notification platform event. Here it will ask you to select which object. We will say user event notification object, right? User create notifications. So you will get a platform event as an object here in the create record. You will do that. Then you want to provide the username because this is the value you are publishing. Okay. You can, for now, you can select anything, test at the rate ABC, and you will save it and activate it. So now you are not only publishing your platform event via this trigger, but also publishing it via an after save flow. That's all it needed to create just a platform event record, and then publishing is automatic. It will be automatically happen here because you are creating a record on this particular platform event. That is nothing but the publish of it. How we do it via code is we write this line event bus dot publish. How we do it via flow is we just create a record and it will be published automatically. How do we subscribe it? By creating a platform event, triggered flow, or how we will subscribe it via trigger by creating an after insert trigger on that particular platform event. Okay, so this is how you publish it. This is how you subscribe it. Now you can also publish it via the call out, via the REST API call out, and you can also publish it via the process builder as well. Okay, so that is also possible. Okay, and you can obviously subscribe it via the Lightning Web Component as well. For that, you will have to import, subscribe, unsubscribe, and couple of other from the Lightning slash AMP API, I think, which was launched. When AMP API was launched, Raghu, are you aware on the Lightning Web Component? All right, don't worry, we'll cover that. Now, there are a couple of considerations you will have to consider when you use platform event. Okay, platform event does not support SOQL queries. So you cannot perform SOQL, SOQL or SOSL queries there. Okay. Only after insert triggers are supported, not other. Okay. Platform events have limits. So we have daily limits, we have overall 24-hour limits, we have hourly limits as well. Platform event does not guarantee the successful execution. So it's not necessary that you will publish something and that will 100% will reach to the subscribers. Sometimes your event message, sometimes your notification will be stored in the event bus, but because let's say you have reached the limit, that might reach up to the subscriber. So you have a different limits on how many platform events you can publish in 24 hours versus you have a different limit on how many platform events you can subscribe in 24 hours. Okay, so let's say you have published let's say a particular message, but that has not been subscribed because you have already reached the limit of subscription part, then your platform message might get stuck in your bus. Event mechanism will obviously try to resend to the subscribers, but there is no 100% guarantee that it will 100% get executed. So all the necessary things, let's say you are working in a financial system where each and every record and each and every message you send via platform event is related to the financial transaction, and you cannot afford even a 1% chance of missing any notification, then in such scenarios, you should not go for platform events. For any very critical things, you should not go for platform events for now. Okay, because this is something which will mature by time. Right now, it is not in a phase where you can risk your very critical thing on platform event. All the normal things, let's say normal notification, normal subscription related things, you can do via platform events, but very critical financial information, very critical confidential information should not go via the platform event for now. And before going for interview, go through the limits available on the platform events. So if I see platform events, this is a very, very, very good blog. This will tell you the flip side of platform events. Like most of the time, you will get people who will talk good about platform event. On the flip side, this blog talks about problems with platform event, and this very well in detail tells you the problem. There is a lot of confusion around the limit, and there is a lot of confusion around how much you can publish versus how much you can deliver. So you can publish 275K per hour versus you can deliver 150K events per day. So obviously the published number is way higher than delivered. So there can be scenario where you have published something, but you have crossed the delivery limits. So in that case, your notification will stuck in the event bus and you will be craving for more resources. And then when the 24 hours time pass will cross, then you will get limits of delivery again. And then whatever was there in the event bus will be resent to the subscriber, but then they could cause a delay, right? Because you have reached the limit. So if there is a time sensitive thing, then also you should not consider this. Okay. And go through this blog, guys. This is very important for you. Those who want to explore more on platform event, I don't recommend freshers doing it. It is good if you learn it, but all the people who have more than 3 years of experience, be make sure that you go through this, make sure you understand this, make sure you create your own notes on it, because this is very important. Okay. These are again the limits based on your license type. I am going to send that as well. See, there is a platform event developer guide. Those who are not in rush to get a new job or something and have sufficient time to explore new things, this is a very good developer guide. Go through this in detail. In fact, if you want, take a printout of this and go through this in your free time. Okay, you can get it as a PDF. Take a printout of it and try to go through it. This is a very good guide. You will get to know a lot about platform events. Okay, a lot of integrations now happens with platform event. Those are kind of minor integration. You need not to worried about things getting lost here and there or not. But it is always near real time. It's not like it is bad, it is good. It is always nearly real time and gives you a lot of limits. I use it a lot, but recently we hit this limit, 24 hours limit of platform event, because something was running in loop. There was a batch on account, okay, and that batch was inserting data in bulk, like 150,000 accounts, and that each change or each record was triggering a platform event as well. So that caused us to reach the maximum in the 50,000 limit on platform event, and our platform event failed. So that is where we'll have to be very careful on which object we are creating platform event on, and if there is any other bulk operation happening on that object, because that might cause us the platform event to send notification for each record you are updating in your batch. Okay, so be very careful with overall system. And platform event is a very important X factor topic. We get this in interviews a lot. uh, like he will try to throw this topic to you. If you say you have not worked on it, he will not ask much. But if you say you have worked on it, he will ask. And it is highly recommended that you say that you know platform event, because this is an X factor topic, and it increases the chances. Okay. And one last closing note, all platform event fields are read only by default. So you will not be able to edit them later on. Okay. And platform events cannot be rolled back. So once you publish something, that is published. That is why it is very important to select the published behavior, because if you set publish immediately and your transaction was rolled back, platform event will not roll back. Okay. You also cannot use platform events in reports or list views. You also do not get any tab for platform events. So these are the major differences when you answer difference between platform events and custom object, because platform events versus custom object is a kind of basic questions we get on almost every interview the moment we say platform events.